I'm Chris Logsdon, and this is The Spark and the Grind.
In this series, we're going to meet incredible people who embody what I call both the spark and the grind. The inspiration of coming up with the idea and then the execution of following through and making that idea a reality. The two together are a guaranteed recipe for success. I'm Erik Wahl, and this is The Spark and the Grind. Chapter 3, keep your day job.
My name is Chris Logsdon, originally from California. I grew up as a military brat, so in the Air Force, so I've lived in a few different places, California, Japan, upstate New York, and New York City. In terms of what I do, I currently have 3 jobs. First and foremost, I'm a husband and father of 2, a designer by trade, and I'm also a small business owner. In terms of my day job, my 9 to 5, I'm actually a creative director at an advertising agency here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I'm very fortunate that every day I get to work with a team of creative individuals, art directors, writers, photographers, videographers. So finding creativity in my day-to-day is actually quite easy. So my small business that I currently have is called Godspeed Co. And about 6 or 7 years ago, I started the company simply as my handle on Instagram. At that time, I just got my motorcycle and I spent a lot of time on the back of it taking a lot of trips. So Instagram was the perfect platform for me to document a lot of those trips. At the same time, it also allowed me to reach out and interact with the motorcycle community that was actively using that platform. After years of using it, I kind of grew a following. And from there, my little idea or my little personal feed kind of became its own brand and took off. A few years after that, I just had the idea of coming up with a product to now sell underneath this umbrella or this brand that I kind of haphazardly created called Godspeed Company. The first product, the flagship product that we created for Godspeed Company is called the shop rag shirt, and it's inspired by the old automotive shop rags that I think we're all familiar with. So if you ever spent time in a garage, under a car, around a motorcycle, you're probably familiar with this little square rag that kind of gets thrown by the wayside whenever it's used. That was the inspiration behind the shop rag shirt. And at the same time, I wanted to fix all the things about shirts that I personally hated. Plastic buttons cracking or popping off, the shirt shrinking or ripping because it's just crappy fabric. We fixed all that with this shirt. What we essentially have made is probably the toughest work shirt out there. And the best part about it is it's completely 1000% made in America, utilizing some of the oldest manufacturing companies still in existence. Again, we now know that the shop rag shirt works. Our concept is out there. People are interested, they're buying it. We're quickly selling out on a lot of them. So the next steps for us is to just build upon what's already working for us. It's just always trying to find products, I think, that have the stories. I mean, the shop rag shirt, if you really look into it and read into what we're doing, what the meaning is behind it, there's such a great story there, and I think that's what helps sell the product. So I'm actually interested in not necessarily going wide with our products, but going deep in finding those stories that actually give meaning to the product. So we're currently on the lookout for more stories that can turn themselves into a product similar to the shop rag shirt. So again, creativity for me is part of who I am and who I've become. Again, I'm very fortunate and blessed that I get paid to be creative during the 9 to 5. It's an amazing thing. I know a lot of people don't necessarily get to say that they get paid to do what they love to do. Allowing to be creative for ourselves, it ultimately it lets us write our own story. When we're not doing it for someone else, we get to dictate for ourselves what we want our company, our story to be. And when you're closer to it, you become a bigger part of that story, and no one else can change or mess with it except for you.